Please do not listen to this recording whilst driving or operating any machinery. Hello there, my name is Ellen Booth and I'm a registered clinical hypnotherapist. And also, I want you to know that I myself am also an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse. And this hypnotherapy is to help you overcome drug or alcohol abuse as a result of what happened to you as a child. Okay, I shall now begin. If you would like to make yourself comfortable, whether you prefer to sit up and listen or lay down is absolutely fine. But uncrossing any hands, arms, legs or feet. And this is to allow circulation throughout your body when you are deeply relaxed. And if you could place both of your hands on your lap, as we will be using those hands for the process of the hypnotherapy. Okay. Now, just to relax your whole body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, to physically deeply relax you and to relax your mind mentally. I'm going to show you how to do so. If you focus all of your attention on the tips of your toes, perhaps give them a little wriggle, the tips of your toes. And as you focus your attention on your toes, notice a warm, relaxing, comfortable, soothing feeling developing in your toes. And as you do so, you can allow that comfortable, soothing feeling that you created instruct and command that feeling that you created to move up around the arches of your feet to your heels and your ankles, completely relaxing both your feet. Now, move it up the calves of your legs to your knees, and up past your knees to your thighs. Now both your legs completely physically relaxed. Move that feeling up to your pelvis and your hips, completely relaxing your pelvis and your hips. And all the time you have these physical relaxing feelings beginning to move up your body, mentally your mind relaxes too. No thoughts, no distractions, shutting out all unnecessary thoughts, distractions, so your mind is calm, still and at peace. Now move those comfortable, soothing feelings in your hips hips and your pelvis. Move them up around your stomach area, completely relaxing all the muscles in your stomach. Move those feelings up around your chest, your body and your back. Completely physically, deeply relaxing your chest, your body and your back. Now move them up to your shoulders, relaxing all of the muscles in your shoulders. And mentally your mind calm, still and at peace. Now move those physical relaxing feelings down from your shoulders, down your arms to your elbows, down past your elbows to your wrists, down through your hands and fingers, all the way to the tips of your fingers. And mentally your mind is still, at peace. Not a care in the world right now. As those relaxing, soothing feelings move up, back from your fingertips, through your fingers and your hands, to your wrists, back up to your elbows, back up to your shoulders once again, your arms very relaxed, and those soothing, comfortable feelings in your shoulders. You move up around your neck, relaxing all of the muscles in your neck, and up to your jaw and your chin, relaxing all the muscles in your jaw and your chin, up around your cheeks, your facial features, your eyes, your nose and your mouth. And you relax all of the muscles around your eyes. And allow those soothing, relaxing feelings to just wash over your forehead and your scalp. Now, you are most probably feeling ever so much more physically deeply relaxed than you were before. Mentally relaxed too. And there is nothing of importance for you to do right now other than to listen to the sound of my voice. That will go with you wherever you go, however deep you drift. Now you are in this very deep, relaxed state of mind, mentally and physically. I would like to help you address a problem that you have, where you are abusing drugs or alcohol or both as a result of what happened to you as a young boy, because of what happened in your childhood that has caused you to become dependent on drugs or alcohol, in the sense that you abuse them. And I'm not saying that you have to give them up completely. I'm not saying that, but you abuse them. And unless you give up that drug or alcohol abuse, you may never be able to use them in moderation ever again because you've abused them. And if you did them in moderation, you'd only go back to your old ways of abusing them. So it is probably all or nothing. I'm not saying that it won't be possible to have a few alcoholic drinks in strict moderation. That depends on your trial and error. If it works and you can drink alcohol in moderation sensibly, then that's what you would intend with this therapy. As for drug abuse, well, for a start, they're illegal and they play with your mind. Alcohol, the same, is mind altering, but does not play with your mind the same as what drugs will do. Now, you do not want to find that you develop mental health problems as a result of drug abuse, because those drugs that play with your mind, if it is drug abuse that you suffer from, those drugs can cause all sorts of mental health problems: depression, anxiety, psychosis. And I would strongly suggest that with drugs it's all or nothing. It's all of it, completely, that you overcome and stop doing. As for alcohol, if that is applicable, then you could intend on drinking alcohol sensibly and see how you get on. If it does not work and you go back to your old ways, then maybe with the alcohol it has to be all or nothing too, to give it up completely. But you have been abusing drugs or alcohol as a result of the trauma you went through. And because you use them because of trauma, I'm not going to take them off you. I'm not going to remove them from you, because those drugs or alcohol that you use because of what happened to you, your use of drugs or alcohol is there for a very good reason, because it numbs and blocks out and buffers your feelings and memories and emotions that you have because of what happened to you. I'm not going to take them away from you. I'm not going to take your lifeline, your remedy, your medicine. I'm not going to take that off you. The process that I will be taking you through will be turning that drug and alcohol abuse into an alternative method. An alternative method for you that is healthy and safe, that would work just as well as the drugs or alcohol, if not better than drugs or alcohol. We are going to transform the drugs or alcohol into something appropriate that is healthy and safe. We are going to replace them with something that is healthy and safe. Not remove, because if you remove them, you will be left with a big hole in your life that you cannot fill, and you'll only relapse and go back to your old ways. So we are going to transform them into something better for you. And I am now going to begin on taking you through that process. So now, just clear your mind and relax. Just mentally clear your mind and relax. Now, what I want you to do is your hands on your lap. I want you to lift up your non-dominant hands that you use the least. If you're ambidextrous, then just choose which hand you feel is the best. Raise that hand from your lap into the air, about 12 inches above your lap, and turn your hand over so that the palm of your hand is facing upwards. Now, what I want you to do is put your hand gently wrapping around your forehead. Gently wrap that hand around your forehead right now. In a few moments' time, I'm going to ask you to transfer all of those painful feelings, memories and emotions that you have from what happened to you as a young boy. But you will not be aware of them. You won't be aware of them because I don't want you to feel upset. So you will not be aware of what they are. But they will be transferred into your hand, touching your head. So now, I want you to gather together all of those painful feelings, memories and emotions from the abuse. Gather them together, but you are not aware of what they are. Just gather them together and allow your hand to absorb them. Transfer them over to your hand. Allow your hand to absorb them. Allow your hand to rip them away from your mind, to rip them out of your mental mind. And when you have done so, your hand can return gently to your lap with your palm facing upwards. And I'm just going to give you a minute of silence to do so, just to make sure that you are happy you have done so. If you have already done so, that is fine, but I'm going to give you a minute of silence now. Okay. And if your hand is now not returned to your lap just yet, you can finish off anything you need to do right now and return your hand to your lap. Now. Okay. Now, what I want you to do now, I want you to establish in your mind and choose something else to replace and override the drugs or alcohol. Choose something else, or it may be multiple things. It may be one thing, it may be 10 things, it could be 50 things, it could be any amount of things. Choose something else that is healthy and safe, that would work, that would realistically work just as well as the drugs or alcohol, if not better than drugs or alcohol. I want you to establish that in your mind right now, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes of silence to choose other things that you will do instead of drugs or alcohol, and I give you that 2 minutes of silence now. Okay, now what I need you to do now is your dominant hand, or the other hand that you have not used yet. Raise it into the air away from your lap. Raise it into the air. And gently wrap your hand around your forehead. And just as you did with the other hand, I want your hand to absorb, to extract, for you to transfer those better solutions that you chose, to transfer them into that hand, for your hand to absorb and extract and totally rip them out from your mind. And I'm going to give you a minute of silence to do so. And when you have done so, your hand can gently return to your lap, just as the other did, with your palm facing upwards. And I give you that minute of silence now. Okay, and you can just finish off and allow that hand to return to your lap, if not already, with the palm facing upwards. Now, if your eyes are closed, you can open them now. And I want you to look at both of your hands, each hand that is resting on your lap with the palm facing upwards. In one hand, you are holding all of the painful feelings, memories and emotions that you had from the abuse. You're holding them in that hand, and you're perfectly safe because those feelings, emotions and painful memories are in your hand. They are not in your head, so you cannot feel them in your head or be affected by them in your mind, because they are in your hand, so you're perfectly safe. And as you hold those feelings, memories and emotions from the abuse in your hands, you can look at that hand and look at them as you are holding that hand. Maybe you see visions and images and pictures in that hand. Perhaps you hear sounds or words in your mind that tell you what they are. But you look at them and you hear them, and you can feel the weight of them as you are holding them in your hands. Now, your other hand that has the healthy, safe, appropriate alternatives that you are going to do instead of the drugs or the alcohol that you are holding in the other hand. You look at that hand. Perhaps you see pictures, images, colours, visions in your hand of what they are. Perhaps you hear sounds or words that tell you what they are. And perhaps you feel them. You feel how they feel those positive, safe alternatives. You feel them in your hand and how they make you feel. You feel the weight of them in your hands. And you look at each hand in turn. One hand has the solution. That is dominance. And the other hand, the painful feelings, emotions and memories. You look at each hand in turn. And you establish and you understand yourself very well. You really understand yourself right now as to why you've been doing this, why you have been abusing drugs and alcohol. Acknowledgement of why you've been doing it. And emotionally, you're perfectly safe. Because the hand that has the painful feelings and emotions, they're not in your head, so you cannot be affected by them. But you can acknowledge them and understand them as to why you've been doing what you've been doing. Now, what I'd like you to do now is raise both of your hands, palm facing upwards into the air, about 1 foot 12 inches away from your lap, and turn both of your hands to the side, about 1 foot 12 inches apart, to the side with your palms facing each other. Now what I'm going to do next is count from 1 to 5. And on each number I count forward from 1 to 5, your hands will begin to magnetise together. But you will not need to physically move them, hardly at all, if not at all, because your subconscious mind will take control of the movement of those hands and magnetise them together until they clasp on the count of 5. And when they clasp together, that dominant hand with the healthy, safe alternatives that you chose will merge over the feelings, emotions and memories that were painful for you. The dominant hand will override those feelings, emotions and memories. That dominant hand with the solutions in will completely engulf the other hand, will envelop the other hand, will completely override, completely swallow all of those painful emotions, feelings and memories. And it will override those feelings, emotions and memories. So what will happen as a result is the healthy, safe alternatives that will be good for you and positive in your life, they will be what you turn to if you ever have these feelings that are painful, the emotions and the memories, if when they come back, if ever again, your healthy, safe solutions will be what you turn to immediately as a result, because you would have overridden the emotions, feelings and memories with healthy, safe, positive alternatives that will make you feel better from the painful emotions, memories and feelings. The healthy alternatives will make you feel much better than what drugs or alcohol ever did. You'll want them more, you'll appreciate them more. They will be what you immediately turn to should any painful feelings, emotions or memories happen to you in your everyday life. So ready? I'm now going to count forward from 1 to 5, and the palms of your hands are facing 1 foot 12 inches apart. Okay. So 1. Your hands drawing closer together as though a magnet was magnetising them together. 2. Closer and closer. 3. Closer and closer. 4. Closer and closer, almost there now. And 5, your hands clasped together now. And I'm going to give you 1 minute and a half, 90 seconds for that process with your hands clasped together to take place. And I give you that silence now. Okay. Now, you are now only left with those healthy, safe, better and positive alternatives that you chose. That is all you are now left with. And I would like you to now place both of your hands gently around your forehead. Wrap them around your forehead. Now. And this time you're going to transfer back into your mind. Transfer back those healthy, safe, positive alternatives that you chose. Transfer them back into your mind. your mind absorbing them, your mind extracting them from the hand back into your mind. And I'm going to give you a minute of silence to do so. And when you have done so, your hands can gently return to your lap. And I give you that minute of silence now. Okay. And you can just finish off now. Finish off, and if your hand is not already on your lap, you can finish off and just, when you are ready, return your hand to your lap. When you are ready. Okay. Well done to you for following this process. Give yourself a pat on the back, not literally, but a pat on the back. Well done for going through that process. You've done very well, and you ought to be proud of yourself, because from now on, things are going to be different for you. You'll be happier. You'll have a much better quality of life. You'll be able to pursue many things that maybe you could not do before. Your life will be more productive. You'll achieve and succeed at greater things. You'll be more successful. Your life will be 100% better than what it was before, and you can move forward with those healthy, safe, appropriate and positive alternatives. You can move forward with them, and they will be so natural to you, like second nature, like it's the way things have always been. You'll just do those better alternatives naturally, automatically, instinctively. You'll just do them because they are now reprogrammed into your mind, completely wiping out your old behaviour and any feelings, emotions or memories that may or may not happen ever again. If they do, you'll immediately carry out those better alternatives that you chose as a natural way of living your life. They'll just happen naturally, like it's the way things have always been. Natural and second nature to you. And you'll be so much happier now. And I wish you the best of happiness from the bottom of my heart, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve a good life, a long life, now that you'll be healthier, much healthier than you were before. Okay. In a few moments' time, I'm going to awaken you and bring you out of this hypnotherapy. But just before I do, I want you to know that you can feel so happy, overjoyed at these changes you've made. Overjoyed that you're going to live a much better, healthier and happier life from now on. From this very second onwards, from now. Okay, I'm going to awaken you. In a few moments' time, you'll hear me count from 1 to 10. You'll become more and more awake with each ascending number. By the count of 8, you would have opened your eyes. And by the count of 10, you'll be fully wide awake. 1, 2, 3, waking yourself up. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake. 7, 8, opening your eyes. 9 and 10, fully wide awake.